Hi there, welcome to another Kiwilele Friday Jam. This week I'm going to talk to you about tablature or tab on the ukulele. It's a very powerful and useful tool that tells you where to put your fingers on which string of the ukulele to play the notes, either of a melody or you can use it for chords as well. The idea itself is very simple. There are 4 lines on the ukulele tab corresponding to the 4 strings of the ukulele. If you ever see guitar tab, there are 6 lines on that because there are 6 strings on a guitar. So this is different to conventional music notation, which has 5 lines on a treble clef, for example, or bass clef. So today we're talking almost all exclusively about the ukulele tablature, though a bit later I will make reference to conventional music notation when I'm talking about rhythm. So yes, there are 4 lines, each of them corresponding to 1 string on the ukulele, and then there are a series of numbers, and those numbers are which fret do you put your finger on. So I've got a few different examples to show you, just on the individual strings, and then I'm going to show you how to play the solo from Kiwi ukulele, and how to use tab for chords, and I'm going to use Hannah Milo's Smile as an example. And then there's a little bonus going back to Kiwi ukulele, another way of playing it that tab is very helpful for showing you this other way. It's all the same notes, but it's different places on the ukulele that you can play the same notes, and because tab is telling you where to put your fingers rather than what the notes are, that's very helpful. So hopefully there's something there that's useful for you, and I hope you enjoy it. So here we have a tab staff at the top of the screen and a photo of a ukulele at the bottom. And the way that the strings line up corresponds exactly with the 4 lines of the tab. So what we call the top string of the ukulele, when you're holding the ukulele, is the one that's closest to the carpet. That's the first string, and we call it the top string. And on the tab, it's the top line, and the ukulele strings are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on an instrument like the guitar, the first string is the highest, and on a guitar there are 6 strings, and that's the lowest. Now that's slightly complicated on the ukulele because it's got that high string. The 4th string is an octave higher. So when we talk about that being the lowest string, it's a little bit strange because it's not that low. But we still talk about the top and the bottom strings as though we didn't have that high G effect. The top line on the tab is 1, the bottom line is 4. We talk about the top string and the bottom string, and like I say, they line up with the picture and the lines on the tab. So here is the top string, the first string, the A string of the ukulele. And the beauty of tablature or tab, is that you don't need to know what any of the notes are. It's telling you where to put your fingers. So going from the left, it's got a 0 there, and that means you play that first string, that top string, open, and then you put your first finger on the first fret and you play that, and then you put your second finger on the second fret and you play that, and then the third, and then the fourth. Now it's not telling you which fingers to put, it's just telling you which frets need to be pressed down, but in this case it's fairly sensible that you use each of your fingers on each of the frets. So open, first, second, third, fourth, like that. that would be playing what was written as well, but it's kind of a good thing about having these 4 fingers is that you can use them like this. You can so this is called playing in first position, where your first finger is on the first fret and your other fingers are on the same fret as their number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the first string. And now we're on the second string. So you can see the numbers are not on the top line, they're on the second line from the top. And it's exactly the same story. We've got open, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're on the third string. And it's the same story. You can see that the numbers are on the third line from the top, which means it's the third string. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that note there on the 4th fret of the 3rd string is actually the same note as the open 2nd string, like that. But as I say, the tablature is doing all the work for you and telling you where you need to put your fingers. So if you come across something that says 4th fret on the 3rd string, there must be some reason for it not to be the open 2nd string, which would be another way of playing the same note. And here we are on the 4th string, which is the closest one to the ceiling. It's the bottom line of the 4 lines of tab, and the notes that are there. And because my ukulele has a high G, as most of yours will, you may already know that that note there, the 2nd fret of the 4th string, is the same as the open 1st string. So if I was to go, it's some of the same notes that we already had here. Tablature is telling you where to put your fingers. You don't have to be thinking about, is this a G and this is an A, which is the same A as that one there, or this G here is the same as that G there. It's telling you how to play whatever the arrangement is. So that's the 4th string. So here's an actual piece of music in tablature form. It's the song Kiwilele, which in all the ukulele festivals to date has been the opening piece by Kevin Fogarty, Kiwilele, and there's a written solo in there. So I'm just going to explain how that works. Now, you can see it's got the chords in the tab here. It says at the beginning of each line tab. It's got 4/4. Now you can see that the first 3 bars are the same. They go 3, 2, 0 on the 1st string, and then 3 on the 2nd string, and that happens 3 times. So that's the first 3 bars. Now, if you know a bit about how to read conventional music notation, if you saw that in regular notation, they would be 4 crotchets. They're the 4 beats of the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the next bar, you can see there's a dot after the 3. That's a dotted crotchet, so that lasts for a beat and a half. And then the next note is a quaver. And then the 2 is a minim, which lasts for 2 beats. Now, if you didn't know what I was talking about there, don't worry too much about it. You'll be able to learn it by listening to the audio tracks, and you'll learn the rhythm just by hearing it. But if you do know what I'm talking about, one of the limitations, if you like, with just having the tab notation, you can't instantly tell whether a note is a minim or a crotchet, for example. But in this case, you can see from the way it's laid out that the two, where the two is on the third string, has got more space. That's because the note lasts longer. So you can use a bit of logic to help you work out that the rhythm in that bar is 1, 2, and 3, 4. So if I play the whole first line now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Third time. So that's the first line now. Again, if you know a bit about conventional notation, you'll be able to see that the first bar of the second line is quaver crotchet, quaver, quaver crotchet, quaver. So that's 1 and 3 and. So we've got the second fret of the third string, open second string, third fret second string, second fret first string, open first string, and third fret second string. So remember, it's not telling you which finger to use, though in this case it works pretty well if you do use the same finger that the fret is. So that's 1 and 3 and. And now we're up to the second bar of the second line, and we've got 4 quavers in a row. So that's open first string, third fret second string, first fret second string, open second string. So it goes, and then it goes straight away to second fret third string, and that's again a dotted crotchet. So, and then we've got that note that comes in on the second half of the fourth beat, the and of 4, and then we go on to in the second last bar and the last bar. So I'm going to play you the second line in its entirety. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in that last line, where you've got the 3 with a dot, this time it's a dotted minim. It's not a dotted crotchet. You can see that it lasts for pretty much the whole bar, and then you've got a rest on the fourth beat. So, as I say, this is a bit of a limitation with tablature, because the 3 in that bar looks just the same as the 3 in the bar above it. And the 3 in the top line is a dotted crotchet, and the 3 in the bottom line is a dotted minim. So now I'm going to play the whole 8 bars at this slightly slower speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the instrumental solo from Kiwilele. Not only can you use tab for playing melodies, but it's also good for showing you where to play chords. So here, on the higher part of the screen, you can see the chord diagrams from the Kiwilele's 2020 book from Hannah Milo's Smile. There, the numbers are telling you which finger to use. So it's saying 3 and then 1, 3, 2 in those diagrams, and 1, 2, 3 for G sus4, and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 4, and then for A minor 2. In the lower part of the screen, the tab isn't telling you which fingers to use, it's telling you which frets. Now in some cases they're the same, like in the C chord, you do have your third finger on the third fret. But G, it's 0, 2, 3, 2. It's not which finger to use, it's which fret. And the F chord, again, it's the same, the frets and the... but here, it's probably more comfortable to use your fourth finger, even though it's on the third fret. So the tab is saying 3, but that's the fret. There's nothing telling you that you need to use your third finger. It's just saying it needs to be on the third fret. And then A minor is the same. It's giving you the same information both in the tab and the chord diagram. So there we go. That's how you might use it for chords. Here are the chords, and you can look at the chord diagrams above as I play through these chords. C, G. There's certainly there's no reason why you can't do that. You can do this, or you can do that. That's for the G sus4. Standard F with the C on the top, and then A minor. And here we are, the chords for smile, and you can see them at the same time as the tab. So C, G, that's for the G sus4, standard F with the C on the top, and then A minor. Here's another way that you can sometimes see tabs. Not so much in the Kiwilele songbook, we don't tend to just have the tab component, but here's a way where you have the conventional music notation on a top line and the tab below. So you can see in the top line in bar 4, you've got a dotted crotchet. This is what I was talking about a little while ago. You've got a dotted crotchet, and then it looks the same in the last bar of the piece where it's actually a dotted minim, which is worth 3 beats as against 1.5 beats. Where space allows for it, this is quite a good way of having tab. You get the best of both worlds. You get to see how the music notation looks and all the rhythm information there, and you get to see where to play it on the ukulele. So I'll play it for you again. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to take it a step further, and this is just what you've heard so far has just piqued your interest, here's a way you could play that solo using one of the special things about the ukulele, and that is the fact that it's got this high G. So rather than, if you were to compare the previous version of the music notation and this one that I've got on the screen now, they're identical. What's different is the tab. So instead of going as we had before, now you can play the same notes by going 3, 4, open, open. And instead of playing that G there on the 2nd string 3rd fret, you can play it open 4th string. And then the next bar, you can go, so 2, 0, 0, 2, 2, 3, 0, 0, 5, 0, 2. And then we go, it's all the same notes, it's just playing them in different parts of the ukulele. There is a way in conventional music notation of saying all this stuff, but tab is a fantastic way of telling you where on the ukulele to play it. hope you found that helpful. Let us know in the comments on the blog, and if you've got any questions, let me know and I can hopefully help you some more. Thanks very much. See you later. Bye.